Hi guys, welcome back on my channel. Dorota Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here, and today we are going to do some colorful nails for me. This is a color which I have liked it for so many tutorials, and it's a kind of like a peachy color. I'm really happy to have those nails. Have we previewed them in here? Nice and bright, perfect for the summertime, with a little bit of the sparkle and the design. I hope you really enjoy watching this tutorial and you'll learn something new as well. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, as there is lots of tutorials coming up every Monday, Wednesdays and Saturdays. So let's start. So you can have a look on the nails, and that's what we are going to create. I really wanted to have this peachy color, and I did manage to be so brave and painted one full nail and this color, because I'm normally kind of pink person. But I'll show you how to recreate the set on this hand. So first step I'm doing is using a blue scrub, that's a nail dehydrator, to clean any oils which might be on my nail plate. So nice and squeaky clean. And I'm actually quite happy, because obviously this was done with the left hand, so not bad for a shell. So after they are dehydrated, we are going to scratch the surface of the nail plate, like making sure there is no shiny places. And shorten the free edge. I can't shorten much of the free edge because this is my high hair panicum, so you can see it, the skin is just protecting my nail bed, and I cannot file it anymore. Because for a foam application you want the nails to be kind of pretty short. Then file another nail, give it decent scratches to it. I always scratch quite decent, but even if I do scratch quite decent, that prevents it from the lifting. So in general the nails are quite nice condition. Doing extensions so many years, but when I do the removal of the product, you can see there is still tiniest bit ever left. So when I'm doing those scratches, I'm also removing any existing products which might be on the nail plate. You can also notice I quite like to use this movement, because at the same time I'm pushing back the cuticles, so it's a big time saver to do it this way. Okay, then remove the dust, and using the e-file cuticle bit, I'm using a spike one today, so that's the thin one, and we are going to do a cuticle. So I want to remove any cuticle which is on the nail plate. You don't want anything on your nail plate. Doing a one side first. And then put it into the reverse and do the other side. Also, if you notice, like I'm holding the bead quite flat to the area. I'm not going like this. You don't want to damage this gentle area, so I'm working quite flat. You can also, once you are on the reverse, you can also file a little bit on the nail fold. So this way you will almost trim the cuticle. And then you don't have to use as much of the other tools. So I'm lifting it up and then going to the side, I'm trimming it. Lift it up and then trim it. Okay, switch this off, clean the dust, and search for any other places where you might find some shine. You don't want any shiny places. So I'm just touching it up again. And then we can move on into the form application. From underneath, you need to make sure there is no bits and pieces of the nail, like it has to be everything all nicely clean. Then using a blue scrub, we are going to dehydrate it again. And then let's pick up the forms. So that's the forms which we are going to use. And just to make the life easy, I will do all 4 first and then I will put them on. So I'm placing the sticker behind the form, roll it in between the fingers, so it's a nice pinch, and then using a scissors we are going to trim this form. That's for a pinky nail. And do the same on the next one. That's a ring finger nail and I'm checking, that's good, so I don't have to trim it more. I can only trim it on the sides as well. Middle finger. When I'm doing on the client, obviously I'm doing like one form rolled in, back into the nail, rolled in, into the nail. Doing on my own, just because I will be having only one hand, I rather to do it this way. Now the index finger, high hyponychium, so we need to cut that out, otherwise the form is not going to fit in. And then loosen the sides so we can pinch it nice. Roll it in between the fingers and then we can apply them in. Okay, and let's start applying them in. So the pinky first. Slide that form in and then close it. Ring finger. Slide in, make sure it's nice in the middle. And close it. Middle. And close it. And then the index finger. I'm trying to leave the form as much up as I can, because this one likes to grow down once it's a bit older. Okay, squeeze them in so they are nicer. Check if they're nice and straight. And then we can apply an extra nail prep. That's because during the application of the form we might have touched the nails, so I'm just applying those extra nail prep. Wait for it to dry, and then we can apply the universal air bond, which gives a good adhesion of the product to the natural nails. And then we'll be using the Perfect Roast fiber gel. I'm trying to don't bang the form. Okay, this is dry, so I can just apply the universal air bond. You can wait for it to dry and reapply the second coat as well. That gives even a better results for the lasting times. And because I'm always so busy and not much time to do my own nails, they have to last me at least a full month, so I want to make sure they are going to last this time. Using the gel, we are going to sculpt them in. Just so they don't disturb me. Nice and thin. Remove the excess so we can go very close to the cuticle. And then build up the structure. And we are going to go just a little bit behind the letter M. Make sure you've got the product everywhere. Okay, that's me happy with the first one, so I can freeze my hand inside the lamp for 15 seconds. Even less, but just so you can feel the product has catch and it's not going to run anymore. Okay. Apply it on the second nail. Pick up a bigger scoop so you've got enough product to apply at your free edge and to build up the skeleton. Cameraman has been a helpful one today. He's passing me like a pot of the gel so I could rest my hand, because now I'm just straight in the ear. Yes, this is comfier, much comfier. Just over the letter M. Okay, making sure you've got the product on the sides. What I like about the forms, because they've got the helpful lines, you know what shape to do. And then freeze it. It is not time yet for a pinching for a pinky, because it was cured too short time. We have only cured it a couple seconds. So I need to feel it when it's catched. Like usually I would say about 10 to 15 seconds before you can safely remove the hand out without risking the product may run. Once I've got the product at the free edge, it is more of a brushing motion to apply the product for the skeleton. I'm really just kind of brushing it in. Making sure I've got enough on the sides. You're better off to do it a little bit more than not enough, because if you do it not enough, you cannot edit it nicely later on. So making sure I've got enough. And then give it a cure. So this is the third time we are putting the hand into the lamp, each time for about 10 seconds, and that's mean our pinky have been cured for 30 seconds. So once I remove this hand, I can pinch the pinky. Okay, that's it ready. I'm double checking and then just place the pinching clamp. You want to pinch it at the widest part of the nail, so that's around the free edge. And then we can apply the product on another nail. Look how flush it is around the cuticle area. I have just moved the form up a little bit. And then build this one. Make sure I've got enough on the sides. And on the other side. And then give it a cure. When you're putting your hand inside the lamp with the pinching clamp, you have to be kind of careful so you don't bang it with it. And then once you cure it for 10 seconds, we will have our ring finger in total for 30 seconds, and we will be able to pinch the ring finger. Okay, so I can pinch the ring finger. And then put it on for another second so we can pinch another nail, which is a middle finger. Okay, so I can remove the pinching clamp from the pinky and place it in the middle finger, which have been cured long enough. And then start building this nail. So nice and thin layered through the entire nail. Can actually build that off, will be easier. Ideally, when I'm building the nail, I want the hand to be in this position so the product can run down the way, but I want you guys to see as much as possible, so going to improvise my apex. I'm just dragging the product down the way. Then check it. If I'm happy, you can touch it up and then give it a cure. Again, you only need 10 seconds so we can pinch the index finger. So that's just give me a time to clean a little bit, because when you've got too many tools and too much stuff, things get messy. Okay, I can pick up the scoop of the product, and we can do the ring finger. I'm checking if I've got enough product everywhere. I do, so I can even pull the nail form down. Make sure you really pull it down the way so you don't crack the nail when you do that. And then we can also pinch this nail. Remove the product, brush it in, and then build up the apex. So I've got a decent scoop of the product. One side, other side. Look how flat my brush is. And then I'm just dragging it down. I haven't picked it up enough product, so I had to add it, and I done it in the middle. Now I'm just blending the product on the sides and getting rid of the air bubble which I got in there. So burst this air bubble and drag the product down. Once I'm happy, I can cure it. Give it a cure. Pick up the scoop again, just so each time you do it. Ideally in a salon, I'm working on both hats at the same time, so there is no waiting time. Okay, that shouldn't run anymore. That's a beautiful pinch. I can also move this pinching clamp in there. This is my most difficult finger, the index finger. So I like to give it a double pinch. Nice and thin layer. Oh, actually, let me pull this form down as well. And then build up the apex. You can see it, we've got really decent amount of the product. Smooth that out and blend. Check the apex and cure it. So another 10 seconds. Pick up the scoop of the product. And build up another nail. I'm checking this one because this one always gives me a trouble, so I'm going to keep the form in just in case if I have missed any places. Nice and thin layer. And then pick up a decent scoop of the product. And start dragging it down. Help yourself by placing the fingers down the way so the gravity does the job for you as well. And I use this technique always when doing a clients. I don't like working against the gravity. I prefer when the gravity helps me. So like making sure I've got enough product everywhere and then cure it. What else I like to do it if they are my own nails. So let me close all that. And the color we have used was a Perfect Rose. So that's a medium color and that's my favorite one. The Milky Pink is actually a bit lighter. Cameraman is going to open it for me and I can continue. So Perfect Rose is the medium one, my favorite one. Milky Pink for a baby boomer, which is much lighter. And then this one I can pull the form down. And we are going, so you can see the difference in between the colors. I mean, obviously in the pot, everything is much more intense. So you can see the difference. That's a Perfect Rose, that's a medium one. And then the Cover Nude is the darkest one, and Milky Pink. Milky Pink. Okay, pinching clamp. You can, what else you can do with the pinching clamp? You can place it from underneath and you can squeeze it a bit stronger as an extra. If the pinching clamps are sliding, you can give them a little file, couple scratches, and we are going to pinch this one even more as well. Do not, guys, use those kind of clamps because the light is not going through it and it's not going to cure it properly. Then I'm going to cure another 30 seconds and our pink is going to be completely finished. And move the pinching clamp to the other nails and then we can shape them. Okay, so the pinky is all nice and I can move this pinching clamp actually into this nail. Squeeze it as much as you can because I wanted it to be pinched. I'm very happy with this pinched here. It looks amazing. There we are, guys. So for like a square shaped nails, they will look much slender. And also the why I like to pinch as well, like you can see this piece of paper here, and when it's straight and flat, it's a bit wobbly and it's easier to break it. But if you roll it like this, like the pinching, it's more sturdy. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Much more stronger.
Yeah, much more stronger. So that's why I'm pinching the nails as well. And then because they are so pinched, I can take away a little bit from the thickness, so we are not going to build up as bulky nails. Basically, for me, the thinner the better. And I also might show you on this hand, so that's about the thickness. There's also a video where I'm showing how they look once I cut it. So here they are nice and thin, but then here I've got somewhere in there is lots of thickness. But what is happening when we apply the gel polish? It's become so bulky. That's why I'm not a fan of the gel polish on my nails. To be honest, I prefer them with the gel on its own, like here at the end. And I don't like the gel polish over my nails. It's funny. It's just like I used to wear my natural nails all the time. And it was hard for me to swap for the extensions because I always felt like, oh my goodness, they are so thick. Okay, I've got 10 seconds left and then all the nails are cured. Okay, when we're finishing the curing, a baby wipe in there so I can easily clean the dust. UV cleanser to remove the inhibition layer. And let me shape those nails. Again, I will show you maybe on one or two, and then I will do the thumb on the out of the video to don't waste your time on watching the same thing. Okay, so first thing which we want to do is shorten the free edge. I will show you on those two for a change. So shorten the free edge and shape it nice. So here it was looking like I'm missing the corner, but I didn't because I had too much product up there, and I don't want them square. So like if I would be filing them square, they will be like about like this, tapered square, but I don't want them square. I want them coffin shape. So I need to file away all those corners here, like a V triangle. Okay, so lift them up. That's why I prefer the coffin shape. I don't know, it's just, it looks more slender. And the other side. Check the length before I file too much. Okay, so that's the length, and then start blending around the cuticle area. Check the shape, and I can see I still can taper this side more. and remove the excess of the product from this place. Also thin out the free edge because we don't want them bulky. And then this nail is filed, nice and pretty. Next one. Ideally, you want to sit kind of straight to the nail, so you can see it if you're filing straight. So your position is really important when you're doing the nails, if you want to get them nice shape. I'm checking the client view, which is the opposite side. Check the length as well. Blend around the cuticle area. And because we are going to apply the gel polish over it, I want to kind of get them a bit thinner than I would normally do, because I don't like the bulk. When we shorten the free edge, I quite like to check this view as well, because it tells me where I've got too much product, where I've got too little product, and I can kind of very gently touch it up with the file. You can also see the apex area have been hardly filed. That's mean I want to have the most of my product in there, so I don't want to file it anymore in here. Taper this one. Gauge check this hair view, hairline view. And then using a buffer, we can smooth the entire nail, and they are all nice and pretty because we will remove the excess of the product which we've got all over the nail. Okay, so you can see it, how nice it is after those couple scratches. And that's 100 grit I'm using at the moment. Okay, we've got another nice nail. So actually I might show you on this one because it's so ugly, like, I mean, so wide. And then I file the pinky on my own because it's going to be a big struggle on the camera. It's just quite uncomfy. Okay, it starts looking better, but I still need to taper it a lot on this side. So this is the angle. Sorry guys, I'm losing my voice. This is the angle of my brush, of my file. I want to thin this side out. Okay, because it's making my nail look very bulky. And then get into those triangle shape. So we've got a nice coffin shape nail. And you can see it when I place my file. This is going to be good. Sorry, cameraman, I'm all over. I wanted it like this, so you can see it here. I cannot file anymore. I have to file at the free edge. And then you can see the filing lines. And that's already start looking better. Then take the buffer and just buff it away. And then once I'm happy, I'm going to clean them and we can move on into the design. Okay, so you've got 3 nails done, and then I'm going to quickly file this one and do the thumb and come back to you. Okay, so that's the thumb done. Let's start doing the design. I have done 1 nail just so it's quicker. The colors we will use is a 234 and 178. So I wanted just a tiny bit of those colors on my mixing palette. There we are. And I'm going to change the things a little bit. So on the thumb, I want to go more orange because I wasn't brave to start with. And I'm starting with the pink color. And what I want to do it is just apply it at the cuticle. And then go into the orange one. And apply it below. Then using a small brush, I'm just going to perfect it. And also start blending the color here. I wanted it to go a bit lower on the sides. And then not as slow on the middle. And then using a gel brush, I'm just going to smudge it a little bit. Just so it's not as strong. Because we will fade later on some glitter there. Okay, so that's the first layer done. I'm going to freeze it. So just a couple seconds cure. And then we will do the same on the other nail, but we will do it more pink. So 10 seconds will be enough. And then on this nail, I'm going to go more pink. Drag it down. And then pick up the orange. When I'm blending like this with the small brush, I'm putting hardly any pressure in there. And then clean the excess with the gel brush. Kind of like fade it in a little bit. Don't worry about the bottom part, like it is going to be nicely blended once we put the glitter in there. Freeze it, so 10 seconds. Then the index finger, I will paint it for a change orange. So this finger is going to be all orange. I cannot apply the second layer yet on the blended nails because they are not fully cured. We only cure them for 20 seconds. Remove any dust. and then give it a cure. In the meantime, when my hand is curing, I'm going to also grab some white gel and just put it on my Mix It palette so it is ready there and waiting for me for the next part of the design. Like, I don't like to wait in between, so I always do something. And the white I have picked, that's the white French gel. Okay, that's it cooked, and I'm going to apply pink color on the pinky for a change. I think those two colors goes amazing together. Straight away, I can put another layer on the thumb. And then just blend that out a little bit. So clean my brush because it have been in the white. And blend that out a little bit. So this top part, I wanted it to be more even because it's not going to be covered with the glitter. So this part, you need to blend it the nicest. And then once you're happy, you can give it a cure. Then we can do the same on the middle finger. I didn't cure it fully, just a little bit. And the pink. Again, the top part, I wanted it to be more visible. And I wanted it to be more pink. I'm doing kind of like an oval moving motion, so it's not totally straight. Then clean my brush and pick up more of an orange color. Do it longer on the sides. And just slightly blend that out. Cure it. We are also going to use some aurora flakes, and they're so pretty. They come in different colors, and I decided to use this orangey one since I'm going for a kind of orange set. So we need to just finish applying the second coat. So that's them cured. And I'm just going to apply the second coat. And then give it a cure. For the aurora flakes, we will use some old top coat. So I've got some old top coat. I can also open it up when my hand is curing. So let's do a second layer on the pinky. Then give it a cure and we can move on into the aurora flakes and then the design. So it's a quite nice combination of a little bit of everything. I have picked up a tiny bit of the top coat and then I'm picking up the flakes. On the thumbnail, which is completely cured now, I'm applying it from the free edge to the top. I mean, you can do it this way as well, but make sure you've got only a little bit of flakes on the ombre part and then quite a lot at the free edge. And look how pretty they are. Because we are not encapsulating those flakes, we will have to buff it, and I will show you that as well. Pick up another scoop. Try to kind of apply them quite even, like as even as you can. And then you want also a couple of those flakes over the blended part as well. Okay, so that's the first layer of the flakes cooked in. Of course, for those kind of build-up designs, you need to make your extensions as thin as possible. I'm picking up another scoop and then applying it over this one, just the same way. So starting from the free edge, going to the top, and then just a little bit on the top part. Freeze it. Another scoop. Pick up the flakes. And this time we are going to go over this one. And this one. And you want them quite close to the cuticle. This one actually got stuck together. So just separate it a little bit. Now I'm not bothered about putting the top coat over my gel polish yet. I will do it in a minute. So at the moment, those flakes are the most important thing for me. And I want them really decent on the top. and quite sparkly on the bottom. Okay, that's me happy with them. I can actually put a tiny bit more in there. Cure it. Because the flakes aren't encapsulated, we have just picked them up with the top coat. We have to apply the top coat over everything, and also we didn't apply any top coat over the gel polish. So I'm just going to get rid of all the bits and pieces. Take a top coat, normal top coat, and then just apply it over the entire set of the nails, because our gel polish isn't protected yet. To apply it on every single nail. Because our nails are shaped, they are just uneven from the glitter applications. After we apply the top coat, we will be able to buff them and get them nice and smooth, and then paint the design. Okay, top coat it all and cure it. Okay, get rid of the stuff because we are going to work dusty, so put your brushes away like you don't want to get them damaged. And then with the file we are going to remove the biggest bulk. We've got 5 seconds longer. There we are. So with the file you can just check for any really bad sticking out particles. Do not press too strong with your file, like really just a couple of the scratches, because if you do, you will overfile the glitter. The glitter is only underneath of the top coat. Okay, so very gentle move of the file. Do the same in here, and same, like you have to be very careful, because if you do it too strong you will overfile your gel polish. Same on this one. I actually like the look of the encapsulated gel polish, if that makes sense. If by accident you overfile some flakes, just add them on with the glitter, but it's better to do it more gently. Okay, and then this one. So I'm just really smoothing out, like I'm not filing, I'm really smoothing out the surface of the top coat. Then take a buffer and just buff that out. So we need to buff the entire nail now. And with the buffer, of course, I can go a little bit stronger because the buffer is much more gentle. So I'm not scared I'm going to overfile the nail. It looks quite nice and matte too. Really nice, actually. Okay, keep buffing till you're happy. This side is always so difficult to reach when you're doing your own hands. But I need to buff it properly, especially the places where there is a glitter. Okay, check the look of them. That's me happy. That's me happy. And that's me happy. Clean all the dust. And I show you another one tip. Like if you're really fussy, you could do this as well. Now we can move on to the small brush. I need also some clean wipe when I will be swapping with the colors. So I'm inspecting this nail and I can see, I have maybe overfilled a little bit of the orange there. Just pick it up on your brush, a tiny bit of it, and blend it out. It's not going to be visible underneath of the top coat, but it will look much, much nicer. And then give it a flash cure, so just a 2-3 seconds cure. Clean your brush when you're swapping the colors, and then we are going to move on into the white color. So as you can see, it just took me like literally a couple seconds, but it will improve the overall look. I want the leaves to be really nice and thin, so I'm picking up a small scoop of the product, and I will start with the thumb. So the thumb, I want the leaves to be visible from this side. Weave a wavy line, and then painting the leaves. I'm not going to rush it because I have done it really slow on my right hand, so I don't want the left hand be more ugly than the right hand. No, it's funny because sometimes, like, even if we're doing if we're using our not dominant hand, because we work so slow, the things are much prettier. And then, oh, there we are, see? And then we talk much and we rush, so the things aren't as nice. And then do the other side. So the other side, I wanted it to be in between. I've got very little product on my brush, I don't want much. And what is great with this gel, even if I wouldn't top coat it, it would still last. So for some clients, I do it as a wee 3D design, and it's got like a wee dimension then. Okay, on this one, I want the other leaf to go like this. When I'm dragging the end of the leaf, I'm clearing up excess of the product from my brush, because you want to only use the product which is on the nail already. So this is quite nice tip for you guys. If I'm doing it in a salon and I want to speed up my work, I would do it like this. First, then clean my brush. With the clean brush, I just drag it and prolong it a little bit, so I have not much more product in there. I'm just using the one which is on the nail, clean the brush again, and then just drag them into the other side. I think they look so much prettier when they've got those wee thin bottoms. So same. Okay. And use the product you've got in there already. We also want to add a couple of the dots, so using the dotting tool, I'm just placing a few dots into this design. Now I don't want it to be damaged, so I'm just going to freeze it, only 10 seconds, so I can move on into the next nail, and in case I touch it, this is not going to get damaged. Then in the meantime, prepare my brush, and now I can move on into the next nail. So this nail I want to be coming from this side then. See, without of freezing my thumb, there would be a risk I could touch it. Because I'm putting myself into the weirdest positions. The ring finger, we will do the hardest design. We prolong them. You don't want them too huge as well, like you want them nice and tiny. See, actually the design is a part which I could do for hours. I do really enjoy that part the most. Cameraman is breathing hard now. So I'm terrible. Sorry, cameraman. I'm doing it for the reason. Instead of doing one leaf, we're going to do 2 leaves on this one. Just so we can take a little bit longer with the recording. I like to sometimes annoy him a little bit. He does it to me as well. Clean the brush. They're really summery nails. Like, I think that's the most summer set of the nails I have ever had. I have painted those leaves super tiny because there is a glitter and I don't want to hide this glitter too much. I have only done this leaf to annoy the cameraman. We are going to go for a nice walk actually after recording this video. It have been nice, beautiful day. And then a couple of the dots. Freeze it. They are cool. They are so summery. Like, I want to go on holiday. Yeah. Okay, they are frozen. So on the ring finger, we are going to go like in here. And it's hardest because you need to follow the leaf shape. Okay, so let me prolong it. Not the leaf, the stem. Stem? Stem, stem, stem. So this leaf has to be on the bottom. And the ones which are on the top, they are kind of going on the bottom as well. Then this one, same direction. Then prolong it. Okay, then the leaves on the bottom, I want one in here, but they still need to have the same direction. Another one in there. So you want to follow this shape. Let's make this one a little bit bigger. Okay, another one. So I'm doing the curve first. So let's follow the mainstream. And then prolong it. I think that looks nice and pretty, like really pretty. And then couple dots. If I want to do smaller dots, I'm using a dotting tool, the brush, but with the brush you have to make sure you don't press it too hard, because if you do, it will damage your brush. And just add couple dots. And then quickly draw something small on this one. My hands are shaking now. I should freeze the ring finger. I didn't freeze the ring finger. My dog starts to snoring. Again. You know, guys, he's just stand like in between cameraman legs. Like he doesn't move, he doesn't leave us. So if you sometimes hear like a funny noises, that's Lucky, our dog. Okay, I have to be very careful now in here. You don't want to go too close to the edges because white will make it look optically thicker. And I don't want to damage the ring finger. Just prolong it. And couple dots and ta-da! It's so summery set. Just one dot in there. That looks so nice and pretty, and it looks nice in matte. Like, I really like it in matte. Well, of course, we are going to top coat it, so give it a cure to white. And then after putting the top coat, all the sparkle is going to come up. I will start putting the top coat already on the thumbnail, because when we was doing those flash cures, the white cured in there, because I want to show you the sparkle. So pick up the top coat. I'm terrible for under curing my product. It is bad. You can't under cure. So I will make sure that after I show you the final results, I put my hand back into the lamp and I will just cure it everything properly. Okay, so apply the top coat everywhere, and it's so nice and sparkly. Freeze it. And we are doing just the same like we did it with the leaves application. So I have freeze the top coat, I can apply on another nail, and this one is so pretty as well. And I think that's the most brave I could go, like one orange finger on all of them. But I love this color. It's just the problem, my clothes, like I'm wearing always black, and the only color I wear is black, pink, nude. But I thought I will show you something different, because I have been in love with this color since we got it. Okay, freeze it and then apply the top coat over this one. Of course, I will need to clean my hands so they look decent, because they look really bad now, before I take a thumbnail picture. Apply the top coat on the pinky as well. The white should be cured now. And I'm just going to freeze it and then show you the entire set and recook them again. Okay, so just a 10 seconds cure so I can show you the final results without putting the top coat. And I hope you have guys really enjoyed this tutorial. Something a little bit different, so that's how they look when they finish. Of course, I need to clean my hands and sort out my curios. They're so dehydrated now after all this dehydration and filing, but it's a really, really nice and pretty set. I love it. I love it so much, guys. Nice and pretty. I'm sending you glittery hugs, and bye for now.